All of a sudden, we see companies find their way back to the feature phones, though there is no reduction in the demand for smartphones. While that is happening, what is interesting to see is the availability of latest connectivity options in these little phones. It all started with the JioPhone and the 4G connectivity on it, and it is the same VoLTE network, that's voice over LTE, that helped make video calls and offer a lot more. Micromax, one of the well-known phone brands in India, had recently come up with the Micromax Bharat 1. A 4G feature phone from the company, it was introduced to compete with the JioPhone and a couple others in the same range. Now, there's some confusion regarding the phone to purchase if you're looking for a feature phone having some smart features as well. Both the phones we are talking about have their own advantages and disadvantages. Let's check out how these two phones differ. Both the phones, the JioPhone and the Micromax Bharat 1, have a 2.4-inch screen on the front, and while the JioPhone has a Spectrum processor, the Bharat 1 comes with a Snapdragon chip inside it. When it comes to the other internals, there's 512 MB of RAM, 4 GB of storage, the same cameras, the 2MP camera on the back, VGA on the front, and a 2000 mAh battery. These are all the common specs on both the devices. Now, the first difference would be with the network support. The JioPhone supports only Jio 4G VoLTE network, and it doesn't support anything else. While the Micromax Bharat 1 on the other side, it supports any network, even Jio. And another advantage with the network here is that if there's no proper 4G connectivity in a place where you're going to, the Micromax Bharat 1 with the other SIMs, for example Airtel, Vodafone, BSNL or Idea or even Tata Docomo, it can roll back to 2G or 3G if that network is available, but that is not possible with JioPhone and you'll have to rely only on the 4G network if that is available. So that is one difference with the network. The other one is with the dual SIM support on the Bharat 1. JioPhone has a single SIM support and the Bharat 1 has two SIMs. And both the SIMs are 4G active, but if you're using one SIM with 4G connectivity right now, then the second slot will have only 2G. But still, that's an advantage because you can have two SIMs on the same phone. Next is with the pricing and the recharges. Here there was a lot of confusion initially, but then Jio cleared it up by saying that you'll get a refund of rupees 1500 for the phone that you paid initially, but for that you'll need to have a recharges of rupees 1500 every year at a minimum. So you'll end up paying rupees 4500 for 3 years to get your 1500 rupees back. On the other side, the Bharat 1 costs you a bit more than the Jio phone. It comes at rupees 2200, but it doesn't come with any refundable options. Once you buy the phone, that is yours and you don't get a refund for it. But then you'll always have a choice of different kind of recharges that you can do on it, and Micromax had partnered with BSNL to give you a recharge of 97 rupees where you get 5 GB of data per month and there's unlimited calling and messaging, which is also there on the Jio network as well. But the difference here is that on Jio, with the rupees 153 recharge, you get 500 MB of data per day. So there is quite a lot of difference with the recharges available here and also with the payment options, that is the refundable option on the Jio phone. But then you'll have to be wise in choosing whether you need a daily limit of data or a monthly limit of data. In my case, I would choose a monthly limit because I don't really use data every day at the same level. But when I'm traveling, the data usage might go higher than the usual one. So 500 MB might not suffice at that time. Next is the content availability. This is where the JioPhone can easily beat the Micromax Bharat 1, although the Bharat 1 also has a few apps for your content, that is for movies, live TV and such. But JioPhone has Jio Cinema, Jio TV, Jio Music, and there's a few other options such as Hello Jio Smart Assistants that takes your voice commands to perform them. So the other features are, one of them is the Jio Media Cable, which is going to be available soon, where you can connect to any TV that is not the new smart TVs but also the CRT TVs, and you can stream the Jio content directly to your TVs. That is one advantage of the Jio phone. And on the other side, one of the major features of the Bharat 1 is the availability of Wi-Fi hotspot that is missing on the Jio phone. It's a big advantage and helps share the data connection with the other devices around. And for a small feature phone to be able to do that is an amazing feature. So, out of the two phones, I would say there's a lot of difference, but then you'll have to be choosing based on what you need. Do you need a Wi-Fi hotspot on your phone to share the data, or do you need a better content? For better content, you obviously have the Jio phone, but if you need to share that data with the smartphones around, you can go with the Micromax Bharat 1. You can go with the Micromax Bharat 1 even if you need to have two SIM cards in the same phone and both of them need to be active all the time. If you don't want to be bound to any regulations, or if you don't want to be bound to one network, that is Jio, you should go with Micromax Bharat 1 because it supports most of the networks out there. So this was a quick comparison between the two phones that are quite in demand right now, the Jio phone and the Micromax Bharat 1. I hope you like this video. I hope it solved your questions about the same, and subscribe to Gizmo Times for more. Thank you for watching.